They should. All right, let's just do this Zuckerberg thing. Zuckerberg's got a problem because he's starting to realize that Donald Trump may not be in office in 4 or 5 months. And there's a lot of hostility out there towards Facebook from various sectors. And I think to a certain extent that I don't think Mark Zuckerberg has any partisan politics. Let's put it that way. I think his politics are whatever allows him to accrue as much wealth as possible is what he's in favor of. And anything that he can do that will further that goal, that's the only thing he cares about. And here he is explaining to Mike Allen on Axios HBO that Facebook is not dominated by right-wing media. And then we're going to show some examples of what it might be dominated by.
Every indication is that the Facebook platform is helping President Trump win again. Certainly his team will tell you that. It's not about intent, like it's how they use the product. What do you make of the way President Trump and the Republicans have mastered Facebook?
Well, I actually think, across the spectrum, I don't think this is a Democrat or a Republican thing. I think some people are more sophisticated and just authentic or natural on the internet and social media than others. But overall, I do think that social media allows everyone to have a voice, including people who might have not traditionally been able to get their message out through a lot of the traditional media. And, that's not necessarily a partisan point.
So you're right that it's not partisan. President Obama very effectively leveraged Facebook for 2 elections. But now that's flipped. And Facebook, the reality is a real right-wing echo chamber. If you look at some of the loudest voices on Facebook, it's your Breitbart, and it's Sarah Palin, and it's Franklin Graham. And that part of the spectrum has figured out Facebook in this moment. Your liberal friends must hate it.
Well, look, I think your characterization, frankly, is just wrong. I don't think that the service is a right-wing echo chamber, to use your words. I think that everyone can use their voice and can find media that they trust, that reflects the opinions and the life experiences that they're having. Some people, I think, had found before that their experiences weren't being covered by traditional media, and now are able to find voices and follow them that resonate more with their life experience. It's not clear to me that that's a bad thing. But look, I mean, the stories that get the most reach, right, on a day-to-day basis are the same things that people talk about in the mainstream. They're not highly partisan political issues. It's just meaningful news that's happening on a day-to-day basis.
First off, buy a tripod for your webcam. Did you notice that they had it Axios? They had it like on a stack of books in between. Did you notice that when it panned over? I think that's probably just done to make them look charming in some way. Here is an image of Facebook's top 10 performing link posts by U.S. Facebook pages in the last 24 hours. Who put this up? This is Facebook putting up their own thing. That was from when was that? It was from, what was that, yesterday? Today. Fox News. And incidentally, I just want to remind you of the words that Zuckerberg used to explain why some things rise to the top. Keep it up there because I'll reiterate it because I have it. He says, those voices that are most authentic or natural or can't get their message through traditional media. So Fox News apparently can't get their message through traditional media, even though they are traditional media. They're the most authentic and natural voices. Donald Trump Again, can't get his message through the traditional media.
Yeah, never read about that guy.
Authentic or natural. Ben Shapiro, authentic, natural. This guy is a complete natural when it comes to social media. It has nothing to do with the millions of dollars that he spends on advertising that are pumped in. Presumably it comes from him, but who knows? Dan Bongino, so natural, so authentic. Can't get his message through traditional media. I mean, have you ever turned on Fox and not seen Dan Bongino? Blue Lives Matter. The police. Fox News again. Ben Shapiro again. Sean Hannity, who can't get his message through traditional media because radio and television barely reach anybody between those two platforms. Franklin Graham, of course, the most popular Christian in the country, I guess. I don't know if he's the most popular. And Dan Bongino again. Here is Kevin Roos, who wrote this story in the New York Times about top performing post on Facebook, a QAnon story about Save the Children. Here it is. Put that image up, will you? Number 12. The most shared post by a U.S. Facebook page in the last 24 hours is Save the Children post by the QAnon following Fairbanks, Alaska-based rapper Static G.
Oh, my God.
3 million on Facebook, hitting the mainstream media. Pedo rings have been busted all over America and the world. That's what exposure works. It does. I mean, are you serious? Like, all of this is all just sort of fantastical.
To you, maybe.
Well, the bottom line is, this is how a big company like this avoids regulatory avoids regulation and avoids political pushback. You kowtow to those in power, and Donald Trump is certainly not going to pursue any regulation of Facebook because they're doing exactly what they want.
Yeah, not as long as those are the top 10 posts on it.
That's right. It'll be interesting to see what happens when Joe Biden's in office. Facebook is bad, folks. Facebook is bad regardless of what those top 10 posts are.
Oh, for sure. Matt Binder, I think it was Matt Binder, also made a pretty good point the other day, which is like, you know, they're removing pages associated with Antifa now as a way of trying to be balanced because I guess they've kicked off some of the craziest right wingers. But like, people's interaction with Antifa on Facebook is absolutely not the same. Like, you got a mush-brained boomer coming across a post, Save the Children, that they have no framework with which to evaluate the claims made in it. Like, how many anti-fascist posts is that true of? And how many anti-fascist pages are mainly frequented by people who already know quite a bit about anti-fascism and went there on purpose?
Right. It's a fundamentally different product that they're putting out, essentially.
Mm-hmm.